everyone, I'm Kaitlin.
And I'm Jillian.
And we are the hosts of the OK Drama podcast.
We're two friends recap and break down K-dramas one episode at a time.
We're back!
Yay!
We are so close to being done with Romance as a Bonus Book.
Yes.
We're going to be going over the, penultimate week, episodes 13 and 14. And
it's getting good.
It's getting really good. So next week is going to be the finale.
I don't know if I can wait. Because they're already up.
I know. Because we're a week behind.
Yeah.
But as I was preparing the outline for this week, I went back to Wikipedia just to check to see if maybe the episode titles had been put up. And they had. So we're going to go back.
Yay.
And I'm going to read the episode titles for previous episodes. So episode 9 was That Book is Like the First Time Reading. That old book is like the first time reading. Episode 10 is There Are Days Like This. Episode 11 is We Have to Be Together, Why Do You Want to Break Up? And episode 12 is How About a Title for Your First Date?
Okay.
So, I don't really remember what exactly happened in which episode.
Old book, episode 9, is, I'm assuming, when she's talking to Sojun.
Right.
Yoonho.
Uh-huh.
There are days like this, I have no idea. We have to be together, why do you want to break up? Is that supposed to be Hating talking to Yoonho?
Oh, maybe.
Because she says he broke up with her, even though I was like, girl, no. And then I don't know what the last one is. How about a title for your first date?
Well, that's when they go, I think, to the movies and...
Oh, okay, yeah, and all that stuff's happening.
Yeah.
We're confused about what's
real.
Going on. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. The title of episode 13 is Did It Hurt Because of Me? Ouch. Synopsis says, Yoonho faces hurdles while making job inquiries for Donnie and realizes how impossible it is for women trying to return to the workplace after a hiatus. She told you.
I know.
She was holding back tears, telling you. Tired of crying.
Of course, it takes, a fucking man to actually go through what a woman goes through for him to be totally,
To be like, oh, yeah, she was right. That is kind of difficult. God damn it. At least he knows now, I guess.
Yeah, and I feel like he was always supportive. It's just, Yeah. It's hard being a woman.
Yeah. I don't think he realized how serious she was when she was first telling him those things.
Yeah, especially because even him, being famous and pulling all of that weight, I don't know.
Everything's easier.
Uh-huh.
So episode 13 starts with Yoonho meeting with headhunters, friends in the industry, just various people, and he's trying to get her a new job. And they all tell him the same thing, she's been out of the industry for so long, it's hard to give her a job now. There are other people that deserve it, there are other people that have been working for it. Either she's been gone too long or she's too qualified for this job. And it's a weird, sticky situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's very tricky and nothing seems to be working out.
Yeah, I felt like that's kind of how I felt just graduating from college. I couldn't get a job as a hotel front desk person because I was overqualified or something. But all the jobs that were in my industry were 5 years experience.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how?
How do I get that, sir? Please explain.
Yes.
How did you get it?
So.
Frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
They cut to Sojun cleaning his already immaculate fucking house. It's just beautiful. And we kept saying, what is he cleaning? They had to show that Dyson. That you said, there was nothing in it. It's just empty. He gets a call from Haylene, which he ignores. Because he remembers, how disgusting and rough she got drinking her cucumber soju.
Mm-hmm.
And he even changed her name on his phone to Red Spots from her allergic reaction.
Oh, God. So
embarrassing, so sad, so fucked up. Ugh. She keeps calling him, texting him, she can't get a hold of him. So she calls Yoonho, and she tells him that she feels really bad for being a nuisance. And she's trying to contact Sojun, and she just wants to, like, go to his place and give him a cake and make everything better and make him understand how sorry she is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Sojun, sorry, let me start that over. Ugh. Sojun texts Hae-rin, and he's basically just telling her, like, hey, you were gross, and my blankets smell like fish, even though I washed them. Did you have them in your pocket? Please don't call me. Email me for work stuff only. Please and thank you, and good night. I'm just like, fuck. He's so annoyed. And I know it's kind of like, damn, dude, you're a dick. Uh-huh. But I feel like if someone was that fucking, like, messy around me at my place, I'd be like, no.
And we don't need to do this again.
No, yeah.
Especially because, if you think about it, they've met maybe 3 times before that. Mm-hmm.
And it's always been, like, pretty calm and, like, work-related.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been, like, a friend thing.
And Sojun was, like, asked Donnie and Hae-rin, like, we should go out and have a celebratory drink. As a group.
Like,
and she
was
thing. Like, no, you and me, and I'm going to complain about my dating life to you.
And I'm going to get drunk, and I'm going to try to, like, quote-unquote kill myself with a cucumber. So fucked up. She's sloppy.
She is.
She's got to get it together.
Yeah, your argument for Sojun is putting me a little bit more on his side.
Yeah, and it's just, like, she's so cute.
Yeah.
And adorable, and especially, like, the way she tries to apologize.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to dislike her. Mm-hmm. But then I'm putting myself in his position of, like, if somebody came into my house, I had to bring them here because they were fucking passed out because they drank a drink they're allergic to.
Knowingly.
On purpose. And they made my fucking bed smell, and they probably threw up all over the place, too, and just were overall nasty. Like, I'd be fucking pissed.
And I had to sleep with my nemesis.
Yeah. Make matters worse. Gosh. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So anyway, she texts him back and tells him that she bought him a cake to apologize. And he just tells her again, like, you're drunk and I don't need an apology from you. Just bye. Mm-hmm. And again, sorry about Egon, if you can hear him, listeners. He's just a vocal kitty.
He's sad because his dad and Tio Alex
went to Best Buy.
Yeah. They usually keep him company.
Yeah, he's roaming around aimlessly right now, like, what do I do? Where are you? And he also hears us talking, so it's kind of...
He wants to give his thoughts on Parkoon.
Parkoon.
My favorite. I want to be friends with him.
It's getting real ridiculous.
Anyway.
Onward.
So, Yoonho gets home, and he's pretty bummed after his meetings with all these people. And he remembers how hard Donnie had it before finding her job at the publishing company. And then he, like, thinks of how Miss Go told him to terminate her contract. So, basically, Donnie's situation is just kind of, like, flashing through his head.
Yeah.
And he gets to the living room and he sees Donnie working hard on her pitch for the Ideas contest, which is really heartbreaking considering her pending termination.
That she has no idea about.
Yeah. I hate that feeling of, like, I know something you don't know, and it's really sad.
Fuck you up. Get ready.
Yep. So Yoonho and Danny kind of flirt over ideas. She's asking him for help. He makes her kiss him. It's cuter than I just described it.
Kiss me for ideas.
Yeah. There's a cute cheek kissing scene. I think they just have really good chemistry.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah, this has probably been my favorite Lee Jung-suk performance.
Cool.
I don't know why. I don't know if it's just recency bias, or I just feel like he seems a lot more natural. Not so much of, like, a cool guy.
Yeah.
But anyway. So Yoonho tells her to think outside the box, blah, blah, blah. They talk a little bit about her past. And Yoonho says that he feels sorry that he wasn't there for her during all of her hard times. And Donnie says that she left him out of it because she didn't want him to worry about her. And he tells her that it's better to be worried together. Aw.
Cute.
Yeah, that's sometimes Alex and I are like, we're gonna get through these hardships together, and then when we're really successful, we're gonna look back and be like, wow, we really stuck it out.
We did it.
Mm-hmm. So Donnie leaves for her study group thing with Park Hoon and Ji Yul. They decide to, I guess, have a study group, basically bouncing ideas off of each other for the ideas contest, but not really. It kind of just seems like
to give things away.
Yeah, it kind of just seems like they're hanging out and babysitting Ji Yul. But before that, as she's getting ready to leave, Yoon-ho gives her a really cool earring as a gift.
Cute.
Mm-hmm. And I've never seen a dude put earring on a woman.
Same.
I've only ever seen, like, necklace, bracelet.
Ring, obviously.
Yeah. So, interesting, but it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the coffee shop with Donnie, Park Hoon, and Ji Yul, and Park Hoon is leading the study group, and he has a really funny bit where he puts on glasses that have no lenses, I guess to make himself be in more of a studious mood.
So dumb.
And he has this part where he's pretending to clean the glasses, and he, like, runs his finger across them as if there was a lens there and makes a squeaking noise with his mouth. I don't know.
And then his finger, like, pokes through.
That's
so dumb.
These people. So they start talking about the competition, and Ji-Yul pouts, being like, I'm screwed, because Park Hoon is like, I'm not helping anyone. Like, we shouldn't help each other. So they decide to help her out, and they're like, we can do it. Yay. Fighting. So after the study group, Donnie gets home, and Yoon-ho has made her dinner and cleaned the house, and he's basically perfect. Honestly, I don't know what took her so long.
I know, seriously.
He's great. Anyway, Donnie wonders where he went and realizes he's gone quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. We see Yoon-ho and Mr. Kim at that old man's place, the one who was beautifully tied up a couple episodes ago. He's sick again, and the doctor tells them, like, they should basically prepare for the worst with him. It's not going to get any better. Mr. Kim tries to reassure Yoon-ho by saying that the doctor has said this a lot before, but Mr. Kong still holds out. And Yoon-ho's not really upset about the diagnosis, but he's more worried about whether he made the right choice. And that choice is, like, having him, quote-unquote, kind of disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole, like, secret that only he and Mr. Kim know about.
Mm-hmm.
And he's hoping that Mr. Kong could tell him if he's doing the right thing or not. But obviously, he's not talking right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of just in his head about decisions he's made in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Which is understandable. This is
a
famous, important author, it seems.
Uh-huh.
Kind of a big deal in his office, too. Nobody there even knows.
Yeah, it kind of seems like he has to think of, like, this person's, like, public persona and, like, public presence versus just, like, him as a human being.
Yeah.
And, like, a human being that he's close to. That's tough.
Yeah.
Tough stuff.
It cuts to then Hae-rin in Sojun's neighborhood, and she's, like, looking for his place, finally finds it. She's very creepy. She's, like, staking out the area, and then she bumps into him, and she does a little, like, Love Actually thing where she has music playing. She's like, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Puts play, and then she has a notebook that she's kind of flipping to that has little written messages for him, basically saying, again, that she's sorry and how she quit drinking today. Or that same day or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she asks for his forgiveness, and she tells him he's perfect in English, which is really funny and cute. Uh-huh. And he's kind of watching her, he smiles, and it looks kind of sweet and cute. And he just walks away.
And you're like, he's being real sarcastic.
Yeah, he's being a real dick. But it was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Donnie and Miss So now are at work. And they decide to eat, drumroll please, Subway. And it looks so good.
Yes.
And then while they're eating together, Miss So floats the idea of Donnie maybe working on her marketing team. And she's like, yeah, we have a big meeting coming up, and I'll bring it up. Don't get your hopes up, but I think I can do it.
Yeah, that's like, I was getting really excited for Donnie.
Me too. My hopes got up at that point.
Yeah.
Like, yes, she's going to be fine.
Yes, Miss So will come through.
Mm-hmm.
But Hating keeps being a creep and lures Goombi away with treats.
That's maybe the creepiest part.
Because she's using Goombi.
Yeah, It's like, that's not your animal.
No. So yeah, she's luring Goombi. So Sojun will run into her, and she follows him around. She puts a little bow on Goombi to match her.
It's cute and funny, but damn, girl.
Yeah, like, stop. She's kind of extra. That's why Alex and I say our cat Kimchi is, like, hating, because she's so loving and she's so sweet, but she's also super intense. Like, anyway, if you knew my cat, you would know. But where am I? Oh, so Sojun asks why she's been bothering him all day, and Hating tells him that she wants to have a good relationship with him and take care of him since he signed with her. So basically, it's just, you're one of my people. I signed the contract with you. I want to make sure we have a good relationship moving forward so it's not awkward and we can keep, working hard together. Blah, blah, blah.
I feel like in that situation, I would apologize to that person. Maybe give them a phone call, leave them a message. Even though I don't make phone calls ever. I would in that instance. But then I probably wouldn't talk to them again unless it was for work.
Yeah, no, I would probably send them an edible arrangement. Everyone likes those.
Some fucking fabric softener, cleanliness stuff for the blankets and shit.
Yes.
Like, sorry.
Yes.
Buy them new blankets.
A new blanket, an edible arrangement, and
something
be like,
for Goombi.
I'm so sorry. I'm
a
not drinking.
Person.
Yeah. I hope that you can forgive that behavior, and hopefully moving forward we can whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I would not stalk them for a day. I would not take a day off of work to follow them around.
It's a bit much.
So, back at the office, the staff sees an article that is online, basically rumoring that Mr. Kong is in Amsterdam. So Mr. Kong, the author, who is currently tied up in this house where Yoonho is at, but there's like a kind of a paparazzi style picture, but it's very fuzzy, and so it's hard to see who it actually is. But yeah, people are like, oh, he's out and about. Maybe he's coming back soon. All of these rumors are flying, and Mr. Bong thinks most of it is nonsense. And like I said, the staff is just kind of going through rumors and conspiracy theories about him possibly returning. And Mr. Bong thinks that Mr. Kong will return with a book called The Heroes, a work that he mentioned Mr. Kong was working on but never finished before he retired. So then we cut to Sojun printing out what appears to be some long written work, possibly a book, called The Heroes, written by Park Jung-hoon. And we're like, who the fuck is that? So, we're guessing that's a pen name. But yeah, it's just kind of like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like,
why do you have that?
And so then we see Donnie Googling the author, and she reads his declaration of retirement. And it's really cryptic and hard to understand. And I was like, the subtitles are the subtitles like fucked? Like, what is going on? But basically it says that he's done, and he feels like he doesn't have anything else left to give. But Donnie kind of mentions later on that she didn't understand what he was saying, so I felt better about that. I was like, okay, so it is just kind of like confusing and probably full of whatever flowery metaphors and things like that. So it's I think supposed to be kind of confusing for people. I don't know. And then we cut back to Sojun, and he is taking his conspiracy theory bulletin board down.
What?
I know. What's going on? What's going on?
Why do you take it down after having it up all this time? And why does he have that writing? And why is he sending it to their publishing company? I don't know. So much. We gotta watch 15 and 16.
I know.
So Yoonho gets home, and then they talk about the declaration from Mr. Kong and how he's the reason Yoonho became a writer. and Yoonho reveals that he didn't like Yoonho's writing. He became a writer because Donnie uploaded his work to the internet. She's like, okay, that's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder what would have happened to Yoonho had she not chosen to do that for him.
Mm-hmm. So
put him in that position.
Donnie and Yoonho really owe each other a lot.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I guess also, like, he owes her a lot.
Yeah.
Because, one, she fucking saved his life. He could have been dead at, like, 7 or something.
Yeah.
And then she turned him into this famous author.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
I know.
Donnie recalls how Yoonho was hard to get in touch with back then and thinks that Mr. Kong gave Yoonho the declaration. And Yoonho just insists he's retired, not around anymore. And then we cut to the next day, and there's an intensely long, epic scene of all the founders of the publishing company.
I love this.
I know, it's so good. Walking into work, and they're wearing their trench coats. Again, it's so ridiculously long, because it's showing every single member.
It gives them, like, 30 seconds for each member,
like,
at least.
First it starts with a person that works there just doing something, and all of a sudden a gust of wind comes through.
Yeah.
And what? And they turn, and there's one of the founders with, like, a long, amazing trench coat that's just flowing, and everything's in slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
And they just look cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Miss Go, out of all of them, I think, looks the coolest.
Miss Go's perfect.
Yeah, she's incredible.
I love her.
She wears everything well.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a really great scene. Probably one of our favorites, I think, from these 2 current episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Park Hoon and Ji-Yul have a little moment where Ji-Yul yells after him and is proud that she took the bus. Because, again, she's not getting help from her mom anymore, so she's having to deal with, like, money situations and getting around. And we saw in one of the last episodes how uncomfortable she was with the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And she rode the bus by herself today, and it was very exciting, and she's super cute.
I love Park Hoon and Ji-Yul together.
I know, they're so adorable. Even when they're fighting, it's really funny and cute.
I love how she's just like, Park Hoon!
And I love how, like, they fight, but then they also get very defensive about each other.
Yeah.
If someone talks shit about the other, they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great. They also all say good morning to each other in English, which is really interesting and cute. I like hearing them say good morning.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds really cute.
Yeah. It's funny how, like, the most simple things in English sound so cute.
Mm-hmm.
In Korean, like, to me, you are perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
And here she's like, okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah. So funny.
Haerin also explains to Ji-Yul the tradition of wearing these trench coats during their important meetings and things and moments. I won't get into that really, but yeah, she just talks about these are a big deal. That's why they're wearing them. Donnie brings the little bank thingy into the poetry, about the poetry collection, into the room where they had to vote. If y'all remember. And again, Mr. Bong is super dramatic, like, poetry can save lives, y'all. It's a big deal. We have to publish this. I hope you guys made the right choice.
Yeah.
And everyone's, like, acting kind of, whatever, dude. Sure. And then Mr. Kim is saying, like, no, we need to make money here. We need to put out the best work that we can to make money and to get sales. So Donnie has a little box. She opens it up and starts opening the votes one at a time. And I love when she shows the first one that's a little circle for, like, yes, let's do it. And Mr. Bong gets really excited. And Mr. Kim is like, that was probably just your vote.
Yeah. Salty.
That one was just yours. And he gets really bummed out. And then it's a second circle. And he gets super excited. And Mr. Kim is looking at Miss So. And he's like, you didn't have to vote for him just because y'all were married once.
You need to take feelings out of it. But I love how before they're reading the votes, Mr. Bong is like, I don't know what to do. Like, he's like sitting down and then standing up.
He's so cute.
I know. He's
so funny.
Yeah.
So they end up going through all of the votes, and basically it ends up being Mr. Kim against the poetry collection and everybody else for it, including Miss Go, which is kind of shocking.
Yeah.
But very exciting. I like that she kind of voted with her heart here.
Yeah. And he's like, I thought I could count on you. And she's like, I liked it.
Yeah, I like that she did that.
Me too.
Because I think she has a reputation of being kind of like a hard ass. and sort of bitchy.
Yeah.
And showing her, like, choose somebody else's side instead of, like, just the boss for the sake of money or sales or whatever. Was really telling of her personality. The rest of the staff, though, is really pumped about publishing poetry. And they're all talking about it, like, hating Parkoon. Even Jiyul was like, yay, poetry. It's really cute. And then the 3 newbies, Parkoon, Jiyul, and Donnie, have, like, a big announcement, like, hey, we're entering the contest, Idea B, and we're all going to submit together. And they all click submit. Really cute. Everyone's excited for them. Jiyul's been doing amazing. She's such a hard worker right now.
I know. Sweet. So everyone is kind of getting back to work, and Donnie remembers that Miss So is going to bring up the idea of Donnie being assigned to her team. And we cut back to the conference room with the founders meeting. I know.
Shit, sorry. My phone just flew. Whoops. I'll just leave it there.
Okay. Okay. So we cut back into the founders meeting. And we see Miss So suggesting it. And Miss Go immediately, like, shoots her eyes over at Yoonho. And Miss Go says that she can't allow it. And asks why Yoonho hasn't terminated her contract. And the other founders are like, huh? What's going on? And Miss Go reveals how she lied on her resume. Everyone is shook. Especially Mr. Kim, because he's, like, the president, obviously. And he was like, why would we fire her? She's amazing. And it really, I guess, sours the mood for the whole meeting. So Miss Go, Miss So, and Mr. Bong leave the meeting so that Yoonho and Mr. Kim can keep talking about the situation. Because at that point, it's kind of become a sensitive topic. Like, Miss Go and Mr. Bong especially probably shouldn't be involved in
Or Miss So.
Yeah, Miss So and Mr. Bong.
So many names here. Oh.
Okay, so Miss Go, Miss So, and Mr. Bong leave the meeting so Yoonho and Mr. Kim can decide what's going to happen to Donnie. Because at this point, Yoonho is, like, still sticking up for Donnie. And I think Miss So and Mr. Bong are just, like, this doesn't really concern them. They're not really in charge of personnel like the others are, so, but they're still, like, super nosy. And Miss Go tells them that the final decision will be made by Mr. Kim. And to not worry about it. Yoonho, like I said, is fighting for Donnie again with Mr. Kim. But Mr. Kim ultimately tells him that he thinks they should terminate her contract. And I liked this quote, you don't need a botanist to mow the lawn. Basically, like, Donnie wanted, like, basically Donnie's overqualifications or, like, being overqualified is making everyone feel uncomfortable, and it's just kind of, like, a waste of her being there, but it's just so frustrating.
I'm kind of just like, but nobody knows. And Miss So already wanted her on her marketing team. Yeah. So y'all could maybe just fucking sweep it under the rug and put her on that marketing team and not tell anybody, you know? I know that's kind of fucked up, but I'm also thinking how qualified she really is and how much work she's put into this company. And,
I know. I just don't understand why they couldn't just leave her as a contract employee, like she is, and then tell her, like, basically make a position specifically for her during the next round of hires, and then tell her to apply for that, and then give her the job. Like, you can make it all above board, you know, go through the protocol like Miss Go was saying.
Especially because she didn't get the job and then turn out to be, like, a fucking murderer or anything. Yeah. She's not stealing money from the company. She's not harming them in any way. If anything, she's working harder than some people and helping as many people as she can. It's so sad. Yeah. So everyone is kind of dispersing from the meeting. The founders keep giving her sad eyes, Donnie, sad eyes, and finally Miss So tells Donnie that they found out that she lied on her resume and how they might terminate her contract. And Donnie is also shook at this point. She looks like she's gonna throw up.
Yeah, because prior to that, Donnie kind of pulled Miss So to the side and was like, hey, don't feel bad if they can't move me to your team. So I think Donnie's, like, thought of worst case scenario, I just stay where I am. not worst case
scenario.
I'm fired.
Yeah.
So it's really hard. So Donnie's like really upset, and I think she's just trying to, keep it cool, keep it together. And Mr. Bong asks Yoonho if he's gonna fire Donnie, and Yoonho says that he won't. So then Donnie texts Yoonho and tells him that she's going to tell Mr. Kim that Yoonho told her about terminating her contract.
A lot of he said, she said things going on in this episode.
Yeah, it's kind of complicated because you have, like, the founders knowing one thing and Donnie and Yoonho knowing something, and it's just, everything is kind of coming to the surface, and so some people know certain things. It's what we've been waiting for, but also...
It's so fucking intense.
I know.
And I was saying, they should have taken a vote on it. All of the founders. This is an important meeting. They were all in their damn trench coats.
Uh-huh.
Take a moment to take a vote on what you should do with this person who's worked so hard.
Yeah.
Because obviously, Miss So and Mr. Bong feel bad. And they like her.
Yeah. And Yoonho's in love with her.
Yeah, so that would have been 3 votes already.
Uh-huh.
And Miss Go, she probably would have said no.
Uh-huh.
Just because of her morals and what she thinks is right with the company or what rules they should follow. But she also seems to like her and appreciate her. It's so tricky. I don't know.
It is. So she basically goes to Mr. Kim's office with Miss Go and tells them why she did what she did and explains herself. And I think she handles herself really well.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I would not be as strong as Donnie, and I would probably just, like, peace out of there, like...
Sneak your way out.
Yeah, like, awkwardly back out. But, so anyway, she tells, again, more of her backstory, how she applied all these different places, and how she's happy that she's working here, how she sees a future for herself at the company, and I think she gains a lot of sympathy, and they're just kind of like, okay, thank you, but Mr. Kim is kind of like, okay, thanks, but also... like,
we can't help
we
you.
can't do this. So everything is kind of like left hanging at that point.
Yeah, because she's telling them, like, if you can please figure out a way to keep me or reconsider something, I would love that. And like, no.
Yeah. It's like, sorry. Oh, sweetie. No.
God.
Yeah, it's really hard. So then she goes and cries in the bathroom, which is probably what I would have done from the beginning.
Or just fucking run home.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
We then cut to Parkoon getting ready for bed, so we have a big shift here in storyline and what's going on. He's in his apartment, which is really cute for being a teeny tiny little place. Jio comes by, she basically just storms in, and he's not wearing pants at that point, right?
He puts on his pants as he's answering the door.
Yeah, but he, like, before that...
Oh, he's just, like, in his boxers.
Yeah, he's, like, ready for bed. And so he's totally caught off guard, and... she tells him she's been kicked out of her house and has to come live with Parkoon. He's like, the fuck? She's like, you told my mom that you would take care of me and you would make me comfortable and you would do this, that, and the other thing or whatever. And so they're fighting on whether or not she should stay. And he's telling her to go to a motel or a sauna, but it ends up being flipped to where he has to stay at the sauna because, of course, you can't win with Jewel.
No.
And then he tells her... you're pretty, but I don't like you enough to take care of you. Damn.
They do not, like, hold back their punches. It's funny.
Really funny. Meant to be together, those two. Donnie and Yoonho are then talking about the news from work at home. And Yoonho tells her, keep working there until your contract ends. Because legally they can't terminate her, which is good. She actually, technically... really didn't do anything wrong-ish. Just withheld some stuff. So he's saying, you can still work there until the contract ends. And she tells him she doesn't want to put him in a tough spot. And he tells her not to give up because she's a really good worker. And she is. She's incredible. And then they just talk about how they'll be there for each other and, you know, cutesy boyfriend, girlfriend stuff. In that episode, she also calls him her boyfriend, which I thought was like, oh.
That's so cute.
Yeah, because before that, I mean, like, an episode or two ago, she was freaking out about the prospect of him being interested in her in that way and not understanding it. And now suddenly he's her boyfriend. I like it.
So cute.
Yoonho the next day drives Donnie to work to show support. And the reason why he's driving her is because he's doing a lecture somewhere. So he's not actually going to be at work that day. So he tells her he'll drop her off or whatever. And she gets embarrassed because he's kissing her, and then they have to duck because they see Songi, who we believe is the name of the girl whose name we never knew before. Who we always said was like, she's dressed cute.
Yeah.
She looks cute. I don't know who she is. But Yoonho then sticks his body out of the car, and he gives Donnie the little finger hearts and encourages her as she's walking in. And it's really sweet. He's the perfect boyfriend.
I know.
He's adorable. He's the best.
He's a gem of a man.
And then it looked like he got stuck trying to get back in the car.
I love this show because they have those really cutesy moments. And then he's just like, like,
how do I get back in?
So
and then
funny.
Then it all fucking goes to shit. Because while Yoonho is giving a lecture, he gets a text from Hae-rin saying, dude, Donnie just resigned. And then we see Donnie sitting at the bus stop crying. And then it's the end of the episode. And we're like, the fuck happened?
Yeah, and we were like...
He told her not to quit.
Yeah, and we were like, thank God we could
watch
watch
another one. Yeah, I couldn't wait.
No, that was an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
So, let's keep going, right?
Yes,
Episode 14 is titled, You Know Me, Right?
Mm-hmm.
An unexpected source reaches out to help Donnie land a new job after she tenders her resignation. Donnie learns that Yoonho's been hiding something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a pretty good synopsis.
I agree.
So let's get into it. We're back. We've kind of gone back in time a little bit. Yoonho is giving his lecture, and then he calls Hae-rin after seeing her text about Donnie resigning. Hae-rin tells Yoonho what happened on the phone, and we kind of do another little flashback, and we see Donnie go into work, and everyone is acting really awkward around her.
I hate it.
I know, I'm like, who told?
I know. Who in the founding members meeting fucking told? Who do you think?
I would bet that maybe someone overheard Mr. Bong and Miss So talking.
Because they kept talking about it in corners?
Yeah.
Because Miss Go has known about it for however long now.
Yeah. And she, it's like an iron trap. Like,
somebody overheard this.
Miss Go is cold, but she's like hella professional and will stick by you if you like did your job right, I think.
I bet like Miss So and Mr. Bong were talking by book somewhere, and someone like walked up behind them or overheard, and then they asked them.
Yeah. And
they couldn't hide it, so they were like, no, don't tell anybody, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And
then, of course, these fucking kids go and tell everybody, like Ji-Yool and Park-hoon, biggest mouths in the publishing company. I hate it.
Yeah. So basically, everyone sucks, and they're not being, like, mean to Donnie, but they're basically not letting her do her job. They are making copies for themselves. They're, just not giving her the opportunity to work. So ridiculous. I think out of embarrassment, like, oh, I don't want to ask this person to do something for me. But I'm like, really? Just because she went to a good school and had a career before this?
It's not like she's been rolling her eyes at you guys anytime they ask for something.
Yeah. Or it's not like she's, like, a fucking queen. She's just a normal person. Because, it would be one thing if it was, like, undercover boss and she was the owner of the company or something. But, no. It's ridiculous. So, Mr. Bong, being the sweetheart that he is, gives her work to do. And when Donnie leaves, Hae-rin and Mr. Bong scold everyone for acting weird around her. And I love that Hae-rin is, like, stepping up and defending her.
Agreed. She's one of the only ones who's not being weird or uncomfortable around her either. Yeah,
and I'm kind of annoyed at Miss So, because she's one of the people who, she's like, oh, you're my friend, but when, like, shit hit the fan, she was kind of like, sorry.
And she just doesn't want to look at her anymore.
Yeah, are you a fair weather friend? But yeah, I think it's so cool, because Hae-rin, like, is kind of, I think, mentally at odds with Donnie over the Yoonho stuff, but she's like, no, fuck this, like, I'm gonna stand by this person who works hard and is, like, my work friend and stuff. So that's really nice to see. Like we said, Miss So says that her heart is breaking for her, and it's hard to, like, look at her. And I like how Hating gets after Park-hoon and Ji-yeol, like, you're her friend, or whatever. And Park-hoon and Ji-yeol say they're acting weird because they feel guilty since she's more qualified than them, and they think she should probably have one of their positions. Which I'm like, okay, that's kind of fair.
Yeah, but also, they knew she was smarter than them.
Yeah.
From day one.
Exactly. And
Come on, guys.
And, like, in all the meetings, Donnie, like, knows more shit than everyone. Like, oh, actually, this book is blah, 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 blah. Or we get this
And
stuff.
before, everyone was just like, ha, you're so great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And it never occurred to anyone, like, oh, she's really smart.
Mm-hmm.
She knows a lot for someone who didn't go to university.
So dumb.
Come on, people.
I know. So then, like we said, Hating is sticking by Donnie and tells everyone to get over it. Like, stop it. She works here. We just need to be normal. And then she walks out of, like, the main area, and she sees Donnie and kind of realizes that Donnie overheard everything because Mr. Bong gave her the wrong paper to deliver. And she invites Donnie out to lunch, and she's being really nice to her. Not, like, overly nice, but, you know, you can tell, like, she's kind of going out of her way.
Normal nice.
Yes.
But, like, I'm going to actually invite you to dinner or lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
Unlike everyone else who's, like, awkwardly smiling and looking away.
Yeah. So, Donnie is like, okay, cool. But then Mr. Kim reminds Hating that they have lunch plans with a client. And so they agree to meet later. And like I said, I really like how we've seen Hating grow and kind of learn as a person and stick up for people like Donnie. And I think Donnie has had a big impact on her in that way. Because when the series first started, Hating, I think, was kind of trying to be like a little mini Miss Go.
Yeah. And
kind of cold towards everyone.
Yeah.
She's kind of softened up a bit as the series has gone on.
And again, I'm really glad she's being kind to Donnie right now. Because Donnie is not the reason Yoonho isn't interested in her.
Yeah.
He hasn't been interested in her. You know, Donnie's just someone he's always been in love with since he was, who knows how old.
Like 9.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with hating. So I'm glad that she's not, at least at this point, taking it out on her. After lunch, Miss Go gets a call from an author whose books are still being sold at stores, even though he didn't renew his contract. And Miss Go, oh god, I fucking hate this scene. Yeah. Oh my god, I just remembered. Fuck. Okay. Miss Go chews out that fucking bitch, I'm gonna call her that now, Song-yi, for fucking up and not sending out the notice of the contract termination. And then that girl fucking blames Donnie. And she's like, I don't know what happened. I gave it to Donnie. And everyone is like, what? Yeah,
but you can see it, like, you can see her thinking behind her eyes, like, Donnie.
Blame it on the one who's already fucked, right?
Yeah.
So, at that point, everyone is, like, everyone's head just shot to Donnie, like, what? What happened? And Donnie is quiet, and she's like, I don't remember you giving me anything. That I don't remember that ever happening. I'm sorry. And the girl says, like, you must have forgot because you were really busy during the book concert. I gave it to you then. I told you about it then. And it's very awkward and uncomfortable, and obviously we never saw that happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe it happened behind the scenes, but I don't think so.
No, I think they would have made it a point to show us.
Donnie's always on top of everything.
Yeah.
It was just such a fucked up moment. We finally learned this girl's name, and now we hate her.
Yeah.
Now we have a name to hate this person. She's like, what a fucked up moment.
Yeah.
So she keeps trying to blame this whole situation on Donnie, and Miss Go sticks up for Donnie at this point and tells Song-yi, like, even if you did tell her to send out the notice, it was still your responsibility to make sure it actually got done. And you didn't do that, so you fucked up. And again, Donnie at this point is still just a fucking contract employee, just doing fucking menial work, right? She's not important enough to do shit like that.
Yeah, Miss Go is kind of like, why would you give that task to a contract employee? This is part of your job.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a little bit of shade at Donnie. Kind of like, why would you, even if that was the case, you shouldn't have trusted a person like her. Yeah.
Yeah. And she basically, Miss Go tells Songy, like, you need to call the author and fix it. You need to take responsibility for this. And obviously, this is in the office. Everybody heard. Everybody was watching. It was the main area. Incredibly embarrassing for both parties involved. Even more so for Donnie, though, I think. And then Hating tells Yoonho that soon after all of that happened, she submitted her letter of resignation. Miss Go and Mr. Kim both looked really bummed, but they accepted everything or whatever. The staff says their goodbyes. Miss Go and Donnie have a little unspoken nod bow moment. And then she starts to leave.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah. So Hating keeps Donnie company as she is exiting the office, riding the elevator down. And I think it's an interesting parallel from where we first saw these two in the elevator. Again, what I was saying earlier, like Hating being kind of cold and like not supporting Donnie at all. And Donnie telling her like, you don't need to like stick your neck out for me. You can just tell me as a person, like, that sucks for you. I'm sorry. And so this is kind of what Hating is doing now for her, I think. Hating tells Donnie to stay in touch and to answer her calls because she wants to hang out and eat together outside of work. And Donnie tells Hating that she doesn't need to walk her all the way to the bus stop because Hating was kind of insisting, like, no, I want to be with you. I don't think you should be alone, blah, blah, blah. So Hating thanks Donnie for everything she's done for her and how much she's taught her and how much she's grown from her. And they thank each other, and then Donnie walks away. So Hating goes back inside, and basically as soon as she gets back inside, Yoonho runs in, and she tells him that Donnie's at the bus stop. So then he immediately runs back out and finds Donnie and gives her a big hug. And they're both kind of... I don't think he's crying, but she's definitely crying. Then, again, we get some more, like... What is it called? I don't know.
It's like comic relief.
Yes, comic relief. Yes.
Thankfully, right, with these two.
Yes. So we cut to Ji-Yul making her budget in Park Hoon's apartment, which she's made a mess of. Yes.
Not the messy apartment.
But no, but budget. Making her budget, yeah. And poor Park Hoon is, fucking kicked out of his own place. Anyway, so he's kind of going over it with her, and he reminds her of even more expenses. And I love how she's like, why do I have to pay for that stuff? So Park Hoon suggests that they try to live together and split the rent in half instead of her paying for all of the, living expenses and him staying at the sauna. She says it'll probably work because she's not attracted to him at all. Because he lives in basically a studio apartment. He's not like a baller like Yoonho that has an extra room for her. He tries to turn all sexy, because I think after she's like, I'm not attracted to you at all, I guess it kind of, like, hurt his pride. At first, I couldn't tell if he was trying to be funny, like, oh, you're not attracted to me at all, or, I don't know how serious he was being, because with these two, they're both so goofy.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah, so anyway, he tries to turn all sexy, but then we just cut back and we see him at the sauna again.
Poor dude.
I know. But Ji-Yul's mom and her secretary are kind of staking out the joint, and they see Park Hoon walking back into the sauna. And she's convinced that Ji-Yul will be back and is happy that her suspicions about their relationship being faked are confirmed. And I'm like, really? You don't have anything better to do than,
come on.
stake out your child?
Just leave her alone.
I know.
Also, though, I do like that her secretary's a dude. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
She's got a young man to do all of her shit for her.
Did you ever watch The Office with Jan and her secretary Tucker? She likes the young dudes. Anyway.
That's probably Ji-Yul's mom, too.
Right.
So Donnie and Yoonho are reading together in bed, and things get a little sexy / a little awkward. And Yoonho ends up leaving her room and goes to bed. So there's obviously a lot of sexual tension in this house.
Yeah.
They're dating, they're kissing, they're cuddling and stuff, but they're not sleeping in the same bed together. And he's pretty embarrassed because he apparently blushes a lot when he's around her. And I'm assuming in these moments of being in bed with her. Donnie then wakes up the next morning thinking she's late and realizes, oh, yeah, I don't have a job to go to.
Yeah, I'm like, that would honestly be a little refreshing.
Yeah.
Like, if, obviously, like, I can't afford to lose my job, but I don't have, like, a sugar daddy.
Yeah, if you have someone like Yoonho, like, okay.
Fuck. Yeah.
Bye, I'm gonna work on a podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking read and catch up on TV.
I'm gonna attempt to garden.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Make some dinner.
Play with animals. You know.
Go see Goombi.
Go see Goombi.
But not Soju.
Yes, all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yoonho then, as she walks out, he's made her a really nice breakfast. He's just the fucking best.
Yeah.
Beautiful breakfast ready to go for her that he slaved over.
Mm-hmm.
Got up earlier probably than usual for work so he could do it.
Yeah.
And he asks her what she wants out of these 3 things. 1, a boyfriend who will buy her stuff.
Yes.
Yes, please. 2, a boyfriend who gets revenge on her behalf by saying he's going to cancel his contract and transfer his publication rights. Damn. Or 3, a boyfriend who stays with his girlfriend all day. And she tells him she likes number 3 the most.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, okay, I'll take the day off. And that's exactly what he does.
So sweet.
Yes. And then we cut to everyone at the office, and they're theorizing why he called in that day, and they all assume he's protesting Donnie's resignation/firing. But they don't know he's cuddling up with her right now.
I know. I forget that they don't realize that they're together.
And that they've known each other basically their whole lives.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for that one to open up for the world.
I know. I'm excited.
Oh, goodness. Mr. Kim then is in his office, and he finds across the room, it's so ridiculous,
Mm-hmm.
he finds another button on the floor and realizes, like, oh, it must belong to Miss Go again. And he goes over to her office, and they have a really awkward, sexy moment. There's a lot of these in this episode.
Yeah.
When he tries to sew the button back on her blouse, and he realizes it's not on her sleeve this time, it's on her chest, like right above where her breasts would be, like neck, boob area.
Yeah, décolletage.
It's really awkward, but funny.
I love how Miss Go is like, sew it on. She like sticks her chest out.
Yeah, her chest is kind of sticking out. She has one arm, I think, on the table. She just looks really regal.
Like leans her head back.
Yeah, she looks incredible.
I want to be her.
Yeah, she's
amazing.
She's definite goals, that one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really interesting, this guy. So he goes ahead and he starts sewing the button back on. And he tells her he's happy she works there and that she brings balance to the company and that she's played a really big part in their success. And that he feels a sense of responsibility towards her since she spent all of her youth working hard and making books with him. And he says something like, back when you were pretty or something.
Yeah, when you first started, you were so pretty.
Yeah.
And you wasted it all here.
Yeah, she like kind of slouches a little bit and looks at him as like, are you saying I'm not pretty anymore?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, like that's not what I meant. And then it's just like an awkward moment where he's sort of apologizing to her. Then he's done sewing this button on, and to take care of the rest of the thread, he decides to bite the thread. Mm-hmm. So his face is like in her chest, and she's like, no, scissors.
Yeah, it basically looks like he's like gonna motorboat her or something.
Yeah, it's weird.
And he makes a comment earlier about the reason why he knows how to sew on a button is because he has his 2 daughters, yes. So he has to do that kind of stuff with. So it kind of tracks, like, he's a single dad, he's kind of just, I think, flying by the seat of his pants, like, learning how to sew buttons and crap, and that would just be his normal reaction, like, oh, this is how I take care of the thread.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. It's...
Not for your coworker, though.
No.
But, I mean, maybe.
We'll see.
I'd be okay with it.
Mm-hmm. They both kind of play it off like, okay, that was nice, bye. Like, they both kind of smile as they make their way out. And I like how Mr. Kim makes a comment of like, it's kind of hot in here, huh? Like, okay, I'm excited for these 2. So we're back at home with Donnie and Yoonho, and they basically have like the perfect chill day at home. They cook, they read, they cuddle, watch TV. Perfection.
I'm into it.
I know. They're so cute together, too.
Mm-hmm.
I love them. How many times can I say I love them?
I know.
So then we see Sojun at the post office sending off the book he printed at his place, again, The Heroes, under the name Park Jung-hoon. So it says it's written by Park Jung-hoon. He mails it under the name Park Jung-hoon, so no one knows he's affiliated with this.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. He's trying to have, like, a pen name. It's obviously that guy's book, or it seems to be, but it has the same name. And you would think it would have a different title.
Yeah.
Than The Heroes.
It's very confusing. I'm hoping we get all of that.
I know, please.
Shit.
Episode 15.
Yes. Okay. So Hae-rin starts putting everything together, again, noticing Yoon-ho took the day off after Donnie left, and she takes a bus to their neighborhood and sees Sojun as he's taking out the trash. And she's kind of like, why do I keep coming here? Like, she's just kind of talking to herself. And he tells her that she shouldn't have come. She replies that he doesn't own the neighborhood, and she didn't go call him or go to his house. She was basically like, I have every right to just hang out here. Sojun, again, is taking out the trash, but it's actually just like a bag full of his shredded conspiracy theory articles things. So
weird.
Yeah, Hae-rin tries to take the bag full of the shredded stuff, and it rips. They clean it up, and he tells her he thought they had a lot in common, but he was wrong, and they should only talk about business. Then, as he's walking away, she's like, wait! And
we do have things in common.
Yes. And he kind of perks up when she brings up the cuttlefish and Pollock from a few eps ago. So, remember, initially, when she hadn't gotten all cucumber gross on him, she says, like, there's a cuttlefish who bought a shirt for a Pollock. What do you think this means? Blah, blah, blah. So, she tells him that the cuttlefish is Donnie, and he realizes that the Pollock is Yoon-ho, and then calls him an asshole. And they drink together, and Hae-rin tells him that
she quit her drinking habit. And then started it again a couple days later.
That's right. It looks like they downed about 2 bottles of wine and some beer.
Come on.
So they're drinking together, and Hae-rin tells him that she got really angry and wanted to make Donnie and Yoon-ho suffer, but she just likes them too much to actually do anything about it, which I think is funny. He tells her that just because they like them, it doesn't mean they need to give them their blessing. And they're both like, yeah, okay. And then Hae-rin wonders why she never got the feeling that Yoon-ho and Donnie knew each other for a long time. So this kind of leads me to believe that Sojun kind of spilled all of the tea to Hae-rin. Like, not only are they dating, like, they fucking known each other for forever. Because Hae-rin didn't know that. She just thought they were, like, maybe sleeping together or, like, hanging out, so.
Or even, like, that she started working there, and that's how they met, and then started dating.
So, so to me, it kind of seems like he's giving her more information. And Sojun teases her by calling her slow. Like, the reason you didn't realize is because you're slow. And she's like, well, you didn't realize that they were dating. Who the Pollock was in my hypothetical story. And he's like, I guess I'm slow too. And so they, like, cheers to having stuff in common again.
Cute. Soju then wakes up and he sees Hae-rin putting the stuff he shredded back together, which is like, boundaries, girl, come on.
I know, it's so inappropriate.
This isn't your house. This isn't your fucking trash. Why did you open this trash bag?
I know. And
it's
shredded
so
stuff.
Weird.
Shredding implies that you don't want anyone to see what the original was.
It's so fucking weird. And I know she's still, like, kind of drunk from their time together a while ago.
She said she was really bored, but I'm like, you have a phone?
I know, and I was saying, I'm sure he has tons of books there. I'm sure he has fucking TV. Get on Netflix or something. Like, why are you gonna sit there and try to put pieces of paper together? It's so fucking weird. Anyway, as she's putting pieces together, he gets a little bit annoyed, but he doesn't really get too mad at her. And he says that they should have the hangover soup together that she mentioned earlier. And tells her to wash up while he sets the table. And then she asks about his creepy locked room, and he teases her saying it's not like he keeps bodies in there. And then he gives a really creepy half smile. profile look, and she's kind of staring at him and gets spooked. It was a really weird smile.
Yeah, because he, like, puts his head down.
Yeah. And I know he was trying to be a creep. He did it well.
Yeah. That's why I thought he was a fucking serial killer in the other show I watched. When he wasn't. He was just a brother. But I'm like, this guy looks like he could be a serial killer.
Or something. We then cut to Donnie, who has started applying for places. And then she gets a call from Miss Go. And she asks if they can meet. And Donnie shows up looking really classy and badass. She's wearing sunglasses. She's wearing a pretty dress and heels. Not her usual sneakers and baggy pants. And Miss Go kind of puts her back in her place and is like, take the sunglasses off. Now. And of course, after a while, Donnie follows suit because you have to listen to Miss Go.
Hell yeah.
She teases Donnie with a business card for a small publishing company and tells her it's really hard work, but if you can stick here for about a year, it'll really help you out. Help you in the long run with your career moving forward and stuff. Really nice to see Miss Go do this. She didn't have to.
Yeah.
Obviously. And then we cut to Donnie telling Yoonho about the new job. And he agrees, like, yeah, it'll help your career. Another awkward moment where they both get sleepy. And he asks her if he can sleep with her. And she pauses and says yes. And he can go get changed. And he's really excited. And then he's like, I don't need pajamas. And then he goes back to her room and she tells him to turn the lights off. Whistling happens, fade to black.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, yeah. So as I was, like, rewatching it last night to make the outline, because whistling is kind of happening in the background while they're talking, and then that's the only thing that's happening, and then it fades to black, and then into the next scene, and Alex goes, that's Whistle doing it. So awkward. But, again, in these K-dramas, they don't show people having sex. You just are like, I wonder what happened in there. Yeah. He doesn't need pajamas. Okay.
All right.
So the next day, after Donnie got lucky, I guess, she starts her new job, which actually kind of sucks.
Unlucky now.
No, yeah. Her coworker is a hot mess and tells her to get out while she can.
God.
Yeah, back at...
I want to tell everyone that starts at my job. Don't sign.
Yeah, like, pass them a slip of paper.
Get out while you can.
Yeah, the coworker tells Donnie that she'd rather starve than work here, and I'm like, then quit. Anyway. So
I'm wondering if, like, that girl is related to them in some way or something. Like, why can't you leave?
But the thing, I don't know if we get to this later, if I included it, but at one point she says, I just need to stick it out here for a year. So I'm like, how long have you been working here then? Like, they've already got you this beat down. It's crazy.
And it seems to be the same situation as Donnie of, like, working here for a year, get the experience you need, whatever to put on your resume, and then move on.
Yeah. But
yeah, she seems fucked for having to stick it out for a year. Who knows how long she's been there.
Yeah. So the staff at Goryeo, or Gyoro, I don't know.
I like how you said it the first way.
Goryeo? But I think that's because I've been watching Goblin, and that's the name of, like, the old Korea. Remember we talked about?
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like that's how they say it in the drama. Goryeo. I'm just gonna call it the publishing company.
Yeah, that's what I keep calling it, because I don't know how to say it.
Okay.
I don't want to sound stupid.
Yeah. So the staff back at the publishing company realizes how much they miss Donnie. It's a real absence makes the heart grow fonder situation. They start having...
fault.
Yep. They start having to deal with all the shit she did for them, like taking annoying phone calls, restocking the fridge. Basically, yeah, doing all the shit that no one wants to do. But she did it with a smile on her face. So Haydeen asks Yoonho how Donnie is, and he tells her she got a new job and accidentally lets it slip that she looks really tired when she gets home from work. And Haydeen kind of teases him about it, asking why she would go over to his place, and then he plays along kind of questioning why she would, because he's like, why would she come over? That's really weird. It's cute.
He's perfect.
Yeah, but I like how they're kind of moving on.
Yeah.
It's sweet. So, Donnie basically hates her new job.
I would too.
Yeah, her bosses suck, and she ends up doing dumb shit like doing her boss's kids' homework and making student council posters. This is the worst part, I think, taking phone calls about how their company hasn't paid people.
Mm-hmm. You have angry people on the other
That's,
line.
like, really fucked up.
And you have no response for them other than, so-and-so's not here right now.
Yeah, it sucks. So Donnie gets home and dramatically rolls around complaining about her job.
I'm pretty sure I've done that.
Yeah, I said I would do that move if our living room was big enough. Because she just, like, keeps rolling down the hallway.
Yeah.
It's cute.
I mostly just, like, throw myself on the sofa and I just, like, go back and forth.
Thrashing. Yeah. You're like Park Hoon when he's, like, telling you, like, this is my house.
Yes.
So Yoonho kind of is like, you got this, he's supportive, blah, 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 he's perfect. So then we're back with Park Hoon, and he stops by his apartment and sees a note from Jiyul, which I think it's funny because he gets to his door and then he rings the doorbell, and he's like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, I live here. So, again, he sees a note from Jiyul saying she went to work on a Saturday, big stuff, and he sees her budget notebook and realizes how determined she's become to be independent and become a good editor.
Cute.
So, again, snaps for Jiyul for finally taking charge of her life.
You go, girl.
And we see Jiyul at work reading manuscripts that have been submitted by readers, and she comes across The Heroes, again, actually submitted by Sojun under a different name.
Yes. And Donnie is at home cleaning. There's so many little cuts. Donnie's cleaning at home, and Yoonho's not there. But she's up in the attic, and she finds a box that belonged to the author, or it has the author, Mr. Kong's notes, and manuscripts and things. And so she's kind of reading through diaries and just little tiny notes, and she's kind of gathering more information from him through his diary, and realizes he was maybe sick at some point, he was taking some sort of medication, and he possibly has a son. What? Really interesting. Then we cut back to Jiyul, and she's, like, sitting there shocked as Hae-rin walks in, and she's telling her, like, I think author Kong has resurfaced. And Hae-rin's like, the fuck? And so it's the title of the last novel that he was said to have written or had been working on. So she hands it over to Hae-rin, and Hae-rin's kind of skimming through it frantically. And then we cut back to Donnie, and she's still going through the box and realizes Yoonho has been taking care of him this whole time that he's been sick. Yoonho gets home and finds Donnie crying in the attic, and she asks him if he's been, in fact, taking care of him. And at first, Yoonho seems nervous, and then there's a little voiceover bit where he's saying he's been scared of that box opening and for the world to find out what really happened to the author, and criticizing his choices, the same choice he was questioning earlier in the last episode. But he feels a little bit more okay right now because it's Donnie, and he has her by his side, and she will be there with him and make him feel better and stuff. And then end of episode. And I want to know what's going to happen.
I know. I can't wait for next week.
So good.
I'm always so tempted to just be like, I'm just going to keep watching and Jill will never know. Because I'm sneaky.
And then whenever we watch again, you're like not shocked at things. You're a little bit more quiet. Or you're pretending to be shocked. And it's
what?
Yeah, it's just like that. So realistic.
I mean, I've already seen a few spoilers on Twitter, but they were more like cutesy things. Like I saw their like little at-home date before, so I knew that was coming, but I didn't know why. So it was shocking to see that part.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited. I honestly didn't realize the drama was so close to ending.
Me either.
Because I was like, fuck, there's only 2 episodes to wrap all this up. I'm sure they'll do it perfectly, but... And again, no spoilers, but it seems like people were satisfied with the ending on Twitter. I just didn't see a lot of people pissed off, like I did for Memories of the Alhambra. So...
That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like this drama has gone by so quickly compared to Descendants. Because we started Descendants and then stopped to start the podcast. And had to backtrack. So we had gotten through like half the series and then had to go back to the beginning, and it was double as long.
Yeah.
and this is just flying by. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's really weird the pace at which you can consume a drama because, you know, we were, for the most part, watching this, like, as it was airing.
Yeah.
We were, like, a week behind, and uploading we're, like, 2 or 3 weeks behind. But, like, I have binged something that's already aired, and, like, all the episodes are up in, like, 3 or 4 days. So,
Same.
like, consuming a show, like, over a long period of time versus, you know.
Yeah, it can be hard.
Yeah, but I agree. I feel like this has really flown by and given me something to look forward to.
Agreed.
Also, Touch Your Heart is ending soon. I think there are 4 more episodes left. That's a Wednesday drama, or a Wednesday-Thursday. I usually just watch them on Saturday mornings, one right after the other.
Yeah,
but that one's getting good too, and...
Is that one on Netflix?
No, that one's on Viki. But yeah, I'm like, I always get this way, like, nothing's ever gonna be this good, and then I find something else.
Something else immediately.
And it's fine.
It's funny.
But yeah. So, do you have any predictions? Other things?
Well, the last 2 episodes, I'm assuming everyone's going to find out at the office that not only are Donnie and Yoonho dating, but they've been together, like they've known each other basically their whole lives.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's living with him.
Yeah.
And she has a kid. I don't think they know that. Does anyone else know that?
I don't know. I feel like maybe Donnie mentioned it to Miss So. But maybe not. I'm wondering if Donnie's gonna win the ideas contest.
That's what I'm thinking.
I feel like that's a good way to bring her back to the office.
There's gonna be this fantastic idea in the pool, and
because it's anonymous.
Yeah.
So
we let the best person go. Fuck us.
Yeah.
We are idiots.
What's that quote? That over the weekend, to whom it may concern. Fuck you. Yeah, that's how I would be if I were Donnie.
But yeah, I'll take the job back. Kaitlin.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about this too when we were watching. Like, she really wants a job, huh?
Yeah.
She really fucking wants to work. She really loves working. Whereas us are like, okay, deuces.
You know you're gonna pay for me, right?
You got me, right? Right, boo?
You love me? Well, yeah, I was thinking, like, maybe because she's been a stay-at-home mom for fucking ever. Yeah. She wants to get out. Like she was saying, she wants people to say her name.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Also, some people actually like working.
Yeah. I have a friend, like a coworker friend, who complained about, she quit like a year and a half ago or something, and she doesn't have to work because they have the funds or whatever. And then she's complaining recently, like, I really need to find something soon because I'm getting stir crazy here at home. Like, what the fuck? I wouldn't.
I know.
Reading, working on music, doing the pod,
baking,
TV, cooking.
I would just, yeah, like, one of my dreams is just to try to fucking make everything from Great British Bake Off.
Yeah.
Like,
remember, I'll tell you off air, because I don't want people the 3 listeners that listen, including your mom, to steal my idea of what I wanted to do. But I think I told you about it, and I haven't done it.
Okay.
I'll tell you after.
I guess
you could just cut it.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah, I still want to do that, because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
But, like, veganize everything and do, like, stupid fucking characters.
Yeah.
That Trump bust will kill me. Because it's so big. So big, and all of the examples were so ugly on the show. Oh, God.
But yeah, anyway, Donnie really likes working. Oh, predictions. Obviously, I think Sojun is going to reveal how he's connected to the author, because he has some sort of personal connection to him. Otherwise, he wouldn't be this, like, emotionally invested.
We saw the preview. I don't know if you remember the preview.
About him being the son or something?
When he meets
Yoonho
at the restaurant, Yoonho, like, hands him the manuscript. It's like, April 23rd.
That's your birthday.
He changed the date. He changed the title. This is your birthday. Yeah, he's definitely his son. which, like, shade, because that other guy was like, you know, you're a lot better than his actual kids.
Right. But I'm wondering what, maybe fucking the author was a fucking terrible dad.
Yeah. Or maybe he's, like, an illegitimate son.
Maybe, yeah.
And he, like, titled it with the kid's
maybe,
birthday. I don't know.
Maybe it was like a, you might not know me, but I'm your son kind of a situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe he didn't even realize he had there's so many options.
I know.
But yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited for next week. And then
I think Hirin and Sojun are going to end up together.
Oh, yeah.
And there's going to be, like, it might not actually happen, but there's going to be a little, like, this is
kindling. Yeah.
Same with Miss Go and
Mr. Kim.
Bong.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Go and Mr. Bong.
No,
Mr. These names.
I know.
Mr. Kim
and Miss Go.
And then I don't know if Miss So and Mr. Bong will reconcile.
I don't think they will. I think they'll just be like, okay, we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because it really solidified, to me, I think it solidified that they won't get back together when she says, do you love me?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, that's not the point.
Yeah.
Which I think is the point of marriage. But anyway, what else? Yeah, I'm just like so freaking excited, and then we'll have to figure out another drama to watch. Preferably on Netflix, but
maybe have the dudes on a final ep again.
Yeah, we'll have a recap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the soundtrack. We have to go over our favorite songs again.
Yes.
Okay, so fashion.
Yes, fashion.
Yes, God!
Like we said earlier, Miss Go's trench coat look is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Love her yellow boots.
Yes.
Her scarf. I love scarves. They're kind of like my go-to accessory. So I appreciated her scarf. I just love her. I also love how she stepped up for Donnie.
Yes, agreed.
Donnie's look when she goes to visit Miss Go is really cute.
It is.
It's like an A-line kind of dress with a coat.
And her black heels.
It looks very like 50s to me.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Like Dior-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Also because she just looks like Audrey Hepburn, kind of. Alex said that. She kind of looks like Korean Audrey Hepburn. So I'm really seeing it there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I also liked Hating's plaid, like, oversized sweater at the end where she's kind of teasing Yoonho about living with Donnie and stuff. Yeah. I
also like the earrings that Yoonho gave her.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really interesting shape and design.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also really like her glasses, which we've seen multiple times throughout, but they've really grown on me a lot. They're very thin, very simple, clean design. Very big glasses for her small face. I like it. She looks cute with them.
Yeah.
There's more accessories today.
Yeah. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I love you moment.
I love you.
I love you. I will always love you.
I love you.
My I love you moment is kind of, I guess, an alternate I love you, but it is Hating and Miss Go supporting Donnie in their own ways. Hating being more forward about it at work and being more there emotionally for her.
Yeah. And
Miss Go being like, there are rules and procedures, but as like a mentor and fellow professional and someone who cares about you also, here's how I can help you professionally, even though it didn't work out at our company.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank you. Where the hell was Miss So?
I know.
Fucking crumbled away.
Just
friend.
Slowly waved away from her fucking mirage. I was never here.
Did you ever watch New Girl?
No.
There's like a part where one of the characters like panic moonwalks out of a situation, and I'm like, that's kind of what everyone did.
Yeah.
At the fucking office, except for Yoonho, Miss Go, and Hating.
I think my I love you moment is when Yoonho, like, she walks out after realizing, like, oh, I don't work today.
Mm-hmm.
And he's made her that really nice breakfast.
Yeah.
And then he ends up, like, calling into work to just hang out with her and be with her.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I actually really liked my job and wanted to be there,
Mm-hmm.
and I got fired for whatever reason, I'd be bummed as fuck.
Yeah.
And also because I'd be broke as hell.
Yeah.
And so having Andrew just take a day to hang out with me would be very nice.
Yeah. That would be really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I love how much he cooks and stuff for her.
Yeah.
Or at least has food prepared for her.
Yeah. He seems like a good cook.
I know. And he fucking bought her jewelry and skincare and a bedroom set. He's just great.
Clothes.
Well, yeah.
Got a haircut that didn't look very different, but
It was a little
did something.
refresh.
Yeah. A little trim.
Freaking handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect skin.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Interesting wardrobe choices.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What a guy.
Yeah.
And that actor is going to the military, so we won't see him for 2 years.
We'll see if he comes back all buff.
Yeah. Well, I told you, right, how he is just going to have an office job,
Oh,
basically.
that's right. Yes, that's right. So he won't get buff. That's good.
Yeah, but I showed you pictures of
The
Ji
other
Chang-wook,
guy.
who
Yes.
did get... Well, he was already kind of like a bigger,
Mm-hmm.
more muscular dude, but yeah, I'm like, dang. Okay. So anyway. Yeah. I'm excited for the finale. We need to find another drama,
Mm-hmm.
but
If anyone has suggestions, that'd be nice.
yeah, let us know. Also, I'm going to Korea in like a month. So if anyone...
I'm going in your suitcase.
yeah, my carry-on. I'll carry you around in like a baby Bjorn.
Stupid.
Yeah, if anyone has recommendations, if you've been to Korea or if you live in Korea, etc., let me know. I'm really excited.
Also, side note on the Instagram account,
Mhm.
your mom sent a link to a website that has K-drama fashion.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this is where you can get this look,
Uh-huh.
which is really cute things. They did not have the half denim, half
Yeah.
blazer jacket that I'm obsessed with, but they have a lot of other cute stuff. So maybe we can put that, like, on our Facebook or something.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Totes.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, we post things.
We do. We are at OK Drama Podcast there.
Mm-hmm.
OK Drama Podcast on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter at OK Drama Pod.
This is true.
That's where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
On Insta.
Talk to me about Touch Your Heart because I can't deal with them. I fucking love them. I love it because this is one of the first times where I've seen a couple from another drama, like, not reprise their roles, but, like, be a couple again. And it's just, I still can't get over it, even though I'm about to be on, like, fucking episode 12 or 13 or something. Like, it still blows my mind. Anyway, talk to me about that because, like I said, I can't deal. On Twitter, at OKDramaPod. Email us your long-form questions, corrections, fanfiction, etc. to okdramapodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
I think that's everything.
I'm so excited, guys.
Same.
Thanks for listening and being with us for this journey.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And we will talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.